Hello, good afternoon. This is David Sutter talking to you, and today is my weekly trade predictions for the upcoming trading week of February 17 through February 21st, 2020, okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at all the major Forex currency pairs on a 30-minute chart, so this way we can see what has happened this past week, and then I'm going to compare that to larger time frames like a 4-hour and daily, just to try to give you my analysis of what I think is going to happen this coming week, okay? So to begin with, let's look at EURUSD right here, okay? We see that it has been in a steady downtrend all week, right? But it kind of hit this strong level of support down here and has not broken that. It has not continued to go up. I mean, it has not continued to go down, but it's slowly working to go back up. So, question right now is it going to continue to go up, or is it going to break that support and go down, okay? Now, if we look at the 4 hour, let's look at the 4 hour, okay? 4 hour shows a pretty strong buy, right? It has not repainted, and it is definitely, trying to work its way up. If we look at the daily, okay, we had this big downtrend, but now we have a pretty strong level of support with a doji candle right there. So that generally marks there's going to be a reversal. Okay, if we look at the weekly even, we have a buy signal. So I feel that this is definitely going to be going up this week. The only thing I would do if I was you is if you go here on the 1 hour chart or even the 4 hour chart is okay. But we want to draw a trend line coming down. Okay, so you have a long trend line. But if we mark, let's say we go from this point down like this, okay, that would be our resistance. And once this trend line is broken, we can buy, okay? So definitely want to try to buy this week. Just make sure you wait for that trend line to break, and then you can buy for pretty much the entire week. GBPUSD has been slowly working its way up, okay? The Great British Pound has been gaining strength, doing the opposite of what the EURUSD is doing pretty much, right? But, more or less it's been in a flat range of market, not no serious uptrend, but yes, it is slowly working its way up. If we look at the 4 hour chart, okay, with 4 hour chart, we definitely show that it is going to be going up long term, but, there's no strong level of resistance yet. And if you look at the daily chart now, the daily chart is a little strange because now we have this strong signal to buy and it never formed a blue arrow. So what does that mean? Okay, what that means is it's going to go up some in the beginning of the week, and if I draw a downtrend like this, we can expect that price to hit that trend line, okay, and form a resistance. Okay, this is your resistance right here. I know this is not perfect, but we can expect the price to go up, hit that resistance, and come back down. Okay, so that is what I think is going to happen. So watch in the beginning of the week, probably Monday and Tuesday, for this to go up, and then by the middle of the week we should see a reversal and it should drop. Okay, so more or less we're going to look to sell, but we need to wait until it hits that trend line. Now if it breaks this trend line and keeps going up, then you're going to want to buy for long term, okay? But I seriously doubt that's going to happen. All right, now if we look at Australian dollar, US dollar, we see that it has been slowly going up, and then but it hit this level of resistance and is moving sideways ever since. So I don't think it's going to be going up too much this week. If we look at the 4 hour chart, we have a strong signal to buy right here, and the price had in fact gone up and then just plateaued, right, and it fizzled out. It hasn't really done much of anything. If we look at the daily chart now, the daily chart has an up arrow, and it's definitely working its way into an uptrend. So what I think is going to happen, and the weekly chart shows the buy also. So long term, this is definitely going up. What I would say is, if you look here on the daily chart, maybe even the 4 hour, what we're looking for is a trend line, okay? And 4 hour chart you can see is pretty good, but let's go from this point down here like that, okay? That will mark our resistance. So all we're doing is waiting for this to break. Once that breaks, we can buy long term. So in the beginning of the week, I'm thinking it's probably going to drop some, and then probably around Tuesday going into Wednesday, we should see this break out. Once that breaks out, definitely buy, okay? Just do not buy right this very minute, okay? Just wait a little while, get in the right moment, and then buy. look at USDCHF, okay? US dollar Swiss franc. This thing has been slowly trickling, moving its way up, but it looks like it's hit a pretty strong level of resistance right now. Let's look at the 4-hour chart. The 4-hour chart shows, yes, we did have a pretty strong level of resistance that we already hit several times in the past. So more than likely it's going to be dropping, but it's not a guarantee. If we look at the daily chart shows it still wants to go up, right? But the weekly chart shows to go down, okay? And the weekly chart's been showing this for quite some time. So what we can do is, on the weekly chart here, look at this. I can already see this, but if we draw resistance right here, okay, what we can expect, possibly, this is not set in stone. If I go to the daily chart, look at the daily chart. What we can expect is for the price to go up, hit that resistance, and come down. So in the beginning of the week, watch for this to continue to go up more. And probably around the Wednesday or so, we should see this plateau out, spike, and hit the trend line here, hit this resistance, and then form a new downtrend. Okay, that is what I think is going to happen. So in the beginning of the week, if you want to buy, it's okay. But if it hits that trend line, watch for a reversal, okay? You want to close that buy trade and watch for a sell. And once it bounces off of this trend line, comes down, then you can sell, okay? I would wait for about 2 or 3 candles coming down and then sell, okay? Now this is on a daily chart, but you could always drop down to a 4-hour. The 4-hour shows it wants to sell, so it's going to be interesting. It might come down a little ways and then back up again. We don't know. All right. So you want to sell, but even here on the 4-hour chart, we could just draw a trend line like this going up. Okay. If that trend line breaks, then you want to sell. And like I said, based on the daily chart, I have a funny feeling this thing's going to continue all the way up here to this trend line and then come down. Okay, that's just my predictions. Okay, now moving on to US dollar Japanese yen. This thing has just been stuck in a flat ranging market all week, and what's going to happen? We don't know. Is it going to go up or down? I think we're going to continue this flat ranging market. All right. On the daily or 4-hour chart, rather, it shows it wants to go down, right? Daily chart shows to go down also, but it really has not ever worked its way into a downtrend. The weekly chart shows to go up, so you can see here long term it's going to be going up, right? It's just we have not broken any kind of resistance yet. It plateaued here, and this has never gone up any higher. Let me remark this now. My computer just refreshed. But either way, it plateaued here but never broke that resistance. Okay? And we have a doji candle right here, which generally indicates there's going to be a reversal. Okay, we had a doji candle here, it reversed. We have a doji candle here, it's probably going to reverse. Okay, it already hit this resistance and it's coming back down. So if I go back to the 4-hour chart, we see that resistance there, right? So we can say that, and it looks like it's already coming down. So this week, more or less, I would definitely want to sell the US dollar Japanese yen since it's already going to a downtrend. And what you can also do is we have a level of support right here. If that is broken, sell, okay? Or if the price goes up and breaks this, buy. Right now, I would not buy or sell right now. I would wait until that support is broken and then sell, or that resistance is broken and buy. Either way, okay. I think this support is going to break, and I think it's going to go down for most of the week. That is my prediction for U.S. dollar Japanese yen. Moving on to U.S. dollar Canadian dollar. Okay, we see here that the price has pretty much more or less gone downhill, but then hit this plateau, hit this level of support, and is just resting here now. Okay, it keeps hitting that same level of support and has not gone into an uptrend. So is it going to continue to go down, or is it going to go up? if you look at the 4-hour chart, okay, the 4-hour chart, yeah, it's a little odd, right? But we do see that it has been riding sideways all this past week, right? So we had a big spike up, a big bullish run, and then it just fizzled out. And it looks like it's starting to go back down, but market is very, very indecisive right now, okay? The daily chart shows to go up, and the weekly chart shows to go down. So we got a very, very big mixture of signals. More or less, I probably would not even trade it this week. We kind of see a downtrend forming right here. So I think more or less we should see the US dollar, Canadian dollar going down. All right. And let me resize this here. I'm on a 4-hour chart, and that trend line is not going to work here on the 4-hour, but we do see on the 4-hour that is starting to go into a downtrend. So what we can do is, let me delete that trend line I just drew. What you could do is, okay, mark your level of support right here, okay? That seems to be a pretty strong level of support. Even on the 1-hour, it's pretty strong, right? Let me, oh, there it goes. Oops, damn it. My internet's really slow because I'm in a hotel. But if we look here, that's a strong level of support, right? I do not think it's going to go up. I think it's going to keep dropping. But wait for that support to break and then sell, okay? Now also, you could, on the 1-hour chart, draw a resistance right here. You can mark a level of resistance right here, and if it breaks that resistance, then you want to buy. Okay, very, very simple. But right now, I would not do anything, okay, because it's very indecisive right now. We don't know, what exactly it's going to do. We're looking for a strong reversal, okay, and there's such a big fight between the US dollar and Canadian dollar right now. It's not good to trade, okay. Now, definitely, we can, wait for the buy or sell. We don't know. I cannot tell, if it's going to go into uptrend or downtrend, but I can mark my support and resistances and then wait for one of those two to break. Okay, so that is my best prediction for US dollar, Canadian dollar. All right. So anyhow, let me know if you have any questions about the predictions of these currency pairs or any other currency pair. Okay, feel free to reach out to me on Facebook. There is a link below in the description of this video for my personal Facebook. Please contact me there first. Also, there is a link for my private Facebook group, and you can join that and post any questions or comments in my Facebook group, and then myself or other traders, we can assist you, and then we can collaborate as a team. Okay, so that's my whole purpose of having this Facebook group. So anyhow, let me know if you have any questions. I've been more than happy to help you, and thank you, and have a wonderful weekend.